Hello students, welcome to next tutorial in CATIA V5. So students, in this tutorial we will be discussing about the dressing features like the fillet, chamfer, the draft, pattern, mirror, symmetry, etc. So here we shall be taking an example, and onto that particular body we will be doing these feature operations. So to know more about these feature operations, please stay tuned with this tutorial. So before we begin with this tutorial, I request you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not yet subscribed. Click the bell icon for the latest notification of the videos on this YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. The links are in the description below. So friends, let's begin with the tutorial. So next, what you will be seeing is the CATIA interface. So this is the CATIA interface, what you will be seeing on the screen. So already I have done a pad operation over here. A body has been created. So we have already discussed in the previous lecture on how to do the pad operation and the pocket operation. You can refer to the video which will appear on the top right corner. So now on this pad we will be doing the dressing features, the fillet, the chamfer, the draft, we have the shell, then we have the symmetry, we have the mirror, we have the pattern. So let us now take each of these one by one. Please stay tuned with this lecture as this is going to be a slightly on a lengthier side. So I apologize for that, because we need to cover these dressing features in one tutorial only. So first let us go for the edge fillet. So when I click on the edge fillet, it will ask me first what should be the fillet radius. Say 5 mm. So objects I want to fillet. So one way is that I can select these edges individually like this. Say OK, the filleting will be done. I'll just undo it. Instead of selecting the 4 edges independently, if I just select this surface, the 4 edges which correspond to that surface will automatically get selected. I can say OK, and a similar operation is done. So usually the surface selection is avoided, because for simple parts like this the surface selection will be easy. But if you are into a more complex part like in the automobile design and all, where there will be more number of edges which are present, then we need to carefully select the relevant edges. So we will be learning here by how to take the edges only. So let us go to this edges. Say select this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge. Similarly this edge, this edge, this edge, and say I want to select this edge whose radius is 5 mm. Say OK. So I'll just modify this. I'll not be taking these edges because that will help me in performing the other operations. So I'll just say take these 4 vertical edges and give the fillet. Now I have given here the fillet of 5 mm. Say I want to change the radius of the fillet. So one way is I can go here in the history tree and edit the radius from 5 to say I want 10. So I can make this as 10. This is one way. Or else if I just double click on any of the fillet, the window opens and I can just change it to whatever dimension I want. So this is about the fillet operation which we have done. So I'll just delete this fillet temporarily. Say OK. Now below this fillet there is a small arrow which you can see. So when I click on that arrow, there will be different other types of fillets that will be used. Like we have variable radius fillet, we have the chordal fillet, then we have the face fillet, and we have the tri-tangent fillet. So usually this tritangent fillet will be widely used because it will save time. Let us see how this is done. So when I select the tritangent fillet, here I have to select the faces I want to fillet. Say suppose I want to fillet this face and this face. That is, a fillet will be placed between these two faces. One is the left face, one is the right face. The fillet, suppose I want it perfectly a semicircular like this. Then the face I need to remove will be this face. Say OK, and automatically the fillet is done. So this is called as the tritangent fillet. So I'll just undo it. This is about the two important types of fillets that we'll be using. The next feature or the dressing feature is the chamfer. So when I click on chamfer, the dialog box opens. So there are two types of chamfers. One is the length by angle or length 1 and length 2. When I select this length by angle, I have to just specify the length of the chamfer. Say I want the chamfer to be of 5 mm and the angle of chamfer I can give it as 45 degrees. Say OK, and the chamfer of 45 degrees is done. I can just double click on that feature and make this as 15. Say enter a chamfer of 15 mm at 45 degrees is done. I want to change the angle, so I can just make this as say 30. A 15 mm chamfer at 30 degrees is done. So this is one way of chamfer. The second way is by selecting length 1 and length 2. So for a right angle triangle, I can select one length as 15 mm, say other length as 5 mm, say OK. Height will be 15, this will be 5, so a chamfer of 15 by 5 is given. Say I make this as again 15. So here when I take this as 15 and another one is 15 and say enter, review it and say OK, length by length chamfer will be given. So this way you can give the chamfer to the features. So next we shall go is for the shell. So shell is that command wherein it will help to remove the features. Say I want to remove this top face and I want to have the wall thickness say of 5 mm and say OK. This way the material can be removed, a box can be created. I can just modify this, I can remove this surface also and say this type feature can be done. So in one feature you can remove the material. So even though this is a material removal feature, the overall body will be in positive feature. Okay, so that is one advantage of shell command. I can modify and remove any number of faces over here this way. Now this is about the shell command. Next we shall go is for the mirror command. So here I just define this body. I'll go to mirror this entity with respect to this plane. I'll just select that plane and say OK, and this gets mirrored. So this way this mirror is done. So I'll just undo this. Now I want to bodily shift this over here in the opposite direction. In that case mirror will be not used because mirror will keep the original entity as well as the final entity. But if I go here for the symmetry option, so symmetry option will be just above the mirror option here. So there is an arrow, just click on that above the mirror option. So you can click the symmetry, say yes, reference will be this plane, that is ZX plane, and say OK. So the parent element gets deleted and the symmetry is done over here. So this way we make use of symmetry. So I'll just undo this. Next we shall see about the pattern. So for pattern, let us modify this sketch slightly. Also I'll delete this shell. So I'll go to this sketch. So instead of 100 by 100, I'll just modify this as say 25 and here this as 25. Say OK. And here this pad also I'll make this as say 25. A small cube I'll use. So I've made this as a small cube just because the pattern can be easily visible to us. So this is the pattern. So in the pattern we have two types. One is the rectangular, second one is the circular. So now we shall see each of these. So when I go to this rectangular, I can create as many number of entities as I want. Say suppose I want there to be 5 entities and distance between these entities say 20 mm. The element will be this pad or this object. So this distance will slightly increase. So I'll make this as say 35 so that a sufficient gap will remain between them. And direction will be automatically taken along this reference element over here. I'll take this as y-axis and current object will be this pad. Say OK, and this is the pattern. Now the same pattern of phi I want to pattern it along x. So what I'll do again, I'll go to this rectangular pattern. Now this time I'll be selecting the reference element as the x, and here this I'll be selecting as the rectangular pattern and say. So now this is done. Now suppose I need to pattern this along z. So again I'll go to this rectangular pattern element, the z axis, and here this will be this, not the pad, sorry, the previous pattern. Say OK. So here if you see, the rectangular pattern is done. So I'll just undo this. Next pattern we shall see is the circular pattern. So here we have the circular pattern. So instances say I want here as phi. Here I can give this as instances and angular spacing, instances and total angle. Say total angle is 360 degrees, and I'll give instances as phi. Automatically it will take as the angle between them. Okay, reference element is the z. Along z you want to pattern this. Just say OK this way. So this is the circular pattern what we have got. Now I can again click on the circular pattern and increase the number of instances. Say I want this to be as 8. So preview, and this is done as 8. So 8 patterns are done. Now suppose the same circular pattern I want it vertically upwards. I'll make use of rectangular pattern here. Okay. So instances I'll take here as say 8. This time the reference element I'll select it as the z. And here I'll select this as the circular pattern. Say OK. So this is done. Now here the spacing is the problem. So I'll just increase the spacing here. So as I said, I'll make this as 35 mm. Say OK. So this way the pattern is done. So I hope the pattern is clear to you all. So let me delete these patterns. Again I'll modify the sketch. Now lastly we'll be seeing is the draft. So this is 50, and here this is also I'll take it as 50 for our reference right now. 50 by 50, and this pad I'll take it as again 50. So 50 by 50. It's done. Now when I observe, say for example, this pad in the top view. So I'll just select here the view and I'll click on the top view. Do I see the lateral surfaces of this cube? They are not visible. The reason is they are perfectly perpendicular to the top surface. Now say for example, if this is a plastic part which you have prepared in a mold, and now since these particular faces, if you say, are perfectly perpendicular, while removing this part they will not easily come. It may get caught in the walls of the mold. So to make this part to eject very easily, we provide something called as the draft over here, and that is the draft angle. So when we give the draft, we slightly make these lateral surface non-perpendicular to the vertical surface. So let us see how to go about with this draft. I'll again go back to the isometric view. Now I'll click on the draft. So when I click on the draft, the faces I want to draft will ask. So I want to draft these faces. So I'll select all these faces by rotating. The lateral surfaces are selected. 4 lateral surfaces are selected. Say I'll give this draft angle. At the max, 3 degrees is used in the plastics. Now I'm given here as 3. Now next is the selection of neutral element. So what is this neutral element? Neutral element is that element whose dimension will not change when the draft is given. Say for example, if this is a surface which has been given by the OEM, you have no rights to change the dimensions of that surface. So in that case, its dimensions are to be kept as it is. So we select that surface as the neutral element over here. So I'll go to the selection and say neutral element as the top face. I preview it. So when I preview, I come to know how the draft will be given. So from neutral element, if you see, this draft angles are provided this way. So either of the faces you see, the draft is provided. Say OK, and you have the draft. Now when I click on the top view, you will come to know how the draft is given. So now if you see, the lateral surfaces of this cube are visible to you in the top. So that now when I eject this body outside the mold, it will easily come out. So you might have observed this in the ice cube tray in your fridge. They are not perfectly cubical in nature. If you see, the ice cubes are tapered. The mold is tapered. The reason for the easy ejection of the ice cubes. So this is about the draft. So again in the draft you have the positive draft and the negative draft. Now suppose you want to give the draft inwards. So in that case, what you do is you have selected everything. Just this arrow direction, you change it to the opposite side and say OK, and you have got the negative draft over here. So this is about the draft. Now on this draft, say suppose I want to do the draft analysis, that is whether this draft is feasible or no. So for that I'll be doing is the draft analysis. So draft analysis will be somewhere in this down. You have this toolbar. So it will be in that toolbar. Okay. So here we have this draft analysis. So I select on this draft analysis. Here it is giving me wrong view mode. So put materials option active inside the customized view to see the analysis results. So here what I do is I just change this to shading with material. Now on this I have to do the draft analysis. So for that reason I just drag my compass and bring and position it on the top face. Now what you see over here is that all the other surfaces are green. That means what? This particular part can be easily ejected out of the mold. Is that clear? So this is about the draft analysis. So lastly, we shall see about the holes. So again here I'll come back to the normal mode of viewing. So I have to go to this hole command. So hole command will create the holes. If suppose you want to use the holes for screws or bolts or whatever it is, you can create those. Suppose I want to create 4 holes over here on this surface. So I have to position this hole here this way by the distance which is specified. So diameter of the hole is 10 mm. So if you see here, one is the blind hole. So 10 by 10. The depth is also 10. Say OK. You have a 10 by 10 hole over here. Clear? Now the same hole I can give it up to the last, that is through hole it will be. So if you see here, a through hole is created. Okay. Now suppose this hole I want to change it to the type. I can have the simple hole, I can have the tapered hole. So throughout this taper, I have to just specify the angle over here, parameters, the taper angle, say 5-degree taper, review. So I can have a 5-degree tapered hole over here this way. Okay, so you can see this. So this is the taper happening. So 5-degree tapered hole is created. Now instead of tapered hole, you want the other hole counter bore. So you can have the counter boring. So diameter you can give, depth over here that you can give, say 15 by 5, say okay. So this is a counter bored hole. If I click on this hole, you will come to know this is the counter bored hole. The next hole, the type you have here is the countersink. So in the countersink, it will ask for the depth, which is 5 mm, and the angle over here it will ask is say 10 degrees if I give, review. Okay, so here you have a countersink hole created this way. Okay, then next type you have here is the lastly counter drilled hole. So all the dimensions you can give here, the depth is 5, angle is 10, diameter is 15, say preview. Okay, you have a counter drilled hole. So you can just check this is a counter drilled hole. Okay, so this way you can give the counter drilled hole. Next you can specify the threads. So if it is a threaded, you can specify the types of threads here, metric, thin, metric thick, no standard. Okay, dimension, support, depth, all you can give. But one problem here is that when you give the threads will not be visible in the part model. So now here I'll just change this to the counter bored hole here. Say okay. Now this is the hole which is created, and this hole I want it to be placed in all the 4 corners. So I can go to this pattern number of instances 2 along y-axis. This distance I can reduce the spacing, say 30 mm. So okay, second hole is created here. Now again I go to pattern, click on this selection, that is along X, the reverse direction I want it. Okay, so here I'll select this pattern, say okay. So this is done. So here I can reduce this as say 25, say okay. So this is done. So this way the holes can be put wherever it is required. So in this lecture we have studied the fillet, then the tangential fillet, then we have studied the chamfer, we have studied about the draft, we have studied about the shell, then we have studied about the symmetry over here, then we have studied about the mirror, we have studied about the pattern, that is rectangular and circular, and also lastly we have seen how to put the holes. So even in this hole or shell command, even though there is material removal done, if you see, the overall body will be a positive feature. So that is one advantage of shell and hole command, and hence they are widely used in industrial design. So students, that's all we have here in this tutorial. So if you have understood the tutorial well, please like and share this video with your friends. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. The links are in the description below. Thank you very much.